Well, there was a lot of talking on the show, but there was also a really hot crowd to hype up an even hotter return. I'm John Rentham with the Retro Review of WCW Nitro from February 26, 2001. And we're a month away from the end. And you really can fucking feel it, but also, they were in New Orleans and the crowd was really goddamn hot. If WCW got more reactions like this and put together better television, then maybe they wouldn't have been pulled from Turner Networks right, like a month later. I mean, who the fuck knows? Bischoff's group could have actually gotten something out of this. I'm not exactly totally fucking sure, but it would have been interesting, and it would have been, at least it would have been some life to WCW, even if they would have never been nearly as hot as they were. But New Orleans lent a lot to the show. It was actually a pretty decent Nitro. It wasn't great. There were some holes, but there was some good crowd energy and some good energy to the matches. Even if they weren't all that great, there was some life to this promotion, even with just a few weeks left. So we jump right into the aftermath of Melee outside where Chronic's being taken to a local medical facility. Wait, sorry, this isn't WWE, a local hospital. Doug Dillinger, head of security, is all upset at Rick's guys, but totally Buff's like, we didn't do it. Storm and Awesome are like, we didn't do it. What the hell's going on? And then Rick's like, calm down, I run the show, don't worry, everything's cool. And then DDP is in the crowd because Scott Steiner is upset looking at a TV because DDP is all the way out there, maybe 100 feet away, at least where Steiner could get in the ring and then yell at him from about 20 feet away, but he throws a TV, he's all upset. DDP calls him Einsteiner, says he's playing mind games with him and he's going to break him down mentally, which will break him down physically. Why don't you go forward now? Oh, wait, there's a whole bunch of people standing in your way. And one of those guys that you claim that you took out of the business, they're going to be back tonight. And tonight you're going to Bangtown. You're going to feel the bang. And then Shivani and Hudson talk about the Cruiserweight Tag Title tourney. And the first match, it's a quarterfinal match. Johnny Swinger, fresh off of being at ECW Guilty as Charged 2001, the last ECW pay-per-view, just a bit before. And Jason Lee, no, not that one, versus Kidman and Ray, and Kidman and Ray win. This wasn't all that bad, actually. It was a pretty good pace, and the crowd, I can't put over enough how great the crowd was here. I mean, New Orleans has always really been a great hotbed for passionate wrestling fans, and this was an example of just great crowd energy. They add a lot more to the show. If you had just, I don't want to say muted the crowd, but had this in front of like a crowd in, like, say, North Dakota, all due respect, North Dakota, or like, say, somewhere in Denver, if Denver just really didn't give a shit, it probably wouldn't have been all that great, but just the crowd energy really did help this show. And leg drop off the top, Kid Crusher pins Lee 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 Lee, if you will. So then footage of New Orleans, Mardi Gras festivities, throw the beads and flash. Stop it, Rick. Stop it. Stop flashing. Woo! Anyway, Miller is in the ring to talk about, facing Canyon, that he will get to him, but it's his job as commissioner to enforce the rules. He's resigning as commissioner. This would end the commissionership, which is probably smart because you can't have two authority figures going head-to-head. That never works in wrestling, even though plenty of wrestling companies have fucking done it. But anyway, he is going to get to Canyon. He's going to eat his ass like a pot of collard greens, I believe is what he said, or some kind of greens. Why Ernest Miller was so obsessed with eating ass, I have no idea. The Human Centipede movies hadn't even come out yet. Here's Ric Flair. Well, we're going to call you Citizen Cat. It's still better than, any attempt to remake Citizen Kane. And he says, well, you can get Canyon at Greed, but not sooner. And Rick threatens to beat up Miller, but nah. And then he tries to sucker punch him, but he gets kicked a lot. And then security gets Rick. And he says, well, you get Rick Steiner tonight in a match. And then Miller says, get him out of here. I'm going to kill somebody tonight. That's murder, Miller. You don't want to murder somebody on television. Or in general. Stop murdering people. Anyway, Conan says he will get some people together to take care of Rick's army, or Rick's people. I'm not sure what Conan says in a lot of his promos. O'Hare and Palumbo versus Storm and Awesome. Not the last time we would see Sean O'Hare in a match. Or Mike Awesome in a match, for that matter. No, we would actually only see O'Hare a little bit later, but it just seemed like Mike Awesome, they never knew what to do with him. And it's a shame because, they brought him in, Grant, in the dying days of WCW, but it seemed like they could have used him a whole lot better. No, he was a career killer, and then he's that 70s, or that fat chick thriller. Then he's that 70s guy. And then he just flip-flops back and forth, and I hope the money was really good, because, good God, they fucking just tanked his character. It was decent. Totally Buff's music hits. Well, Lex Luger's music hits, but, they always come out together. But, oh wait, could this have been a ruse by Storm and Mike Awesome? Canyon flatlines O'Hare outside the ring in flatliner, so he's down 2-on-1, and Maple Leaf taps Palumbo. O'Hare will get revenge on Canyon later. Conan then attacks the Canadians. We go to black, and then Canyon is told to finish it tonight. Finish what? Who the hell knows? DDP with a backstage promo on Steiner taped earlier today that his past will come back to haunt him. All the people he took out, he didn't take him out of the business. Rick Steiner versus Ernest Miller, non-title. It was a brawl pretty much, but then we get rest holds, we get a ref bump. Totally Buff attacks Miller. Hugh Morris hits Rick with his knee brace, and then high kick 1, 2, 3. So the U.S. champion just took a pin on national television. Granted, it was non-title, but still. And then Miller gets hit by Scott Steiner, and then a recliner on Hugh Morris. And then Page hits the ring. And the numbers caught up to him, and nobody can stop, Rick Flair's, Magnificent Seven, the Path of Rage. Booker T's music hits. Thunderous goddamn pop, especially for the fact the arena was probably only half full, but still really big. He just storms the ring. Big old bing bang boom, and then, Booker says, let's do this right now, and it happens. It's going to be a 6-man match. DDP, Booker, and Miller versus Scott and Totally Buff. Flair joins commentary and yells a lot, and I love Rick. Rick got really annoying here, and I don't mind a heel yelling on commentary, but this is one of the few times where I was really annoyed by Rick, because he was yelling over everybody and not even adding to the match. Like, yes, being a heel commentator is one thing. Granted, he still wasn't as annoying as Mark Madden, but Jesus fucking Christ. You can find pretty much anybody that isn't more annoying than Mark Madden. Even Josh Matthews isn't as annoying as Mark Madden. My point is Mark Madden was a fucking detriment to WCW commentary, to wrestling in general. So, Scott and Booker tangle later. This was pay-per-view quality, so given a good amount of time. Then we get a Carter to Scott Steiner, blockbuster to Page. But then suddenly an axe kick to Scott Steiner. 1, 2, 3. And Booker would pin Scott Steiner. Get revenge for Mayhem because Booker hadn't been seen for about 3 months. Been about that. Because Mayhem was at the tail end of November 2000. So yeah, he'd been off for a few months. And then he came back, big pop and all that. And then this would actually kind of tie into what would happen on the final Nitro, even if they didn't know it was the final Nitro at the time. The heels then try to attack, and the faces storm out to the, dump out to the ring, or, to the people. They're just like, nope, we're going to get out of the ring. We're going to get out of here. Animal, we don't know why he's fucking there. I don't think Animal knew why he was fucking there in the last few months of WCW. So Scott is upset, throwing stuff, trash, not bashing a duck. Yes, get the duck. We love you, Scott Steiner. And DDP, Booker, and Miller are celebrating. Video package on Dusty being mocked. And then tonight, I am Jeff Jarrett's daddy. Ugh. God, Dustin. What the fuck? Helms versus Moore. With Courageous in his corner. 3 count explodes, I guess. Bit of a rough dive by Moore. Courageous tries interfering. Really doesn't work because Courageous was not all that good at the wrestling. He looked great, and that's it. Vertebreaker 1, 2, 3, and then Chavo attacks Helms and says, hey guys, go ahead and attack your former buddy. Come on, go ahead and attack him. Do something. Do something. I have to face this guy in 20 days. Please do something. Please, don't make me stand here. Anyway, Canyon versus Sean O'Hare. All because O'Hare wanted revenge. Later, we get a low blow, and the ref doesn't even fucking call it. We get innovative stuff from Canyon, besides the low blow. O'Hare hit some good moves, good power move, and then hit the Shanton Bomb 1, 2, 3. Dustin versus Jeff Jarrett. Ric Flair as the referee. 9 minutes left, and it was a brawl. Ric Flair really didn't play favoritism until it got back in the ring, and then anytime Dustin had the pin, he counted as slow as a turtle trying to move across an ice rink, and then get a bulldog on to Flair. Shattered Dreams to Flair, but then Shattered Dreams to Jeff Jarrett. Oh no, he dodges that. He hits the stroke for 3. And good God, everything's gonna be really bad. But here's DDP, Miller, and Booker with chairs. But unfortunately, we're out of time, and that's it. So I'm not even gonna crumple up my notes here. It was a good, enough episode of Nitro, but it's so sad that the company was gonna be done really soon. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said. Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm Charm Ritlin. I'll see you soon.